Hey everybody, it's Chris Schubert from CNSG and AppSmart back with another edition of The Zoom, where we zoom in on thought leaders in the channel today. Man, oh man, have I got a guest for you today. Mitel's channel chief and legendary hero, Mr. John Lindsley. John, welcome to The Zoom.
Greetings to the 405 from the 404. I wish I was there.
Absolutely. John was one of the first suppliers to come visit me in our Oklahoma City offices. And back when we could do business travel, it was an absolute fun time and a great kickoff to what has become a very interesting year. But John, for those that might not be aware of who you are, tell us a little bit about your story and what fires you up about Mitel.
Will do. Thank you for having me, by the way. It's great to be here. I've been in the carrier world for 20 years. I've been at Mitel for the last 2.5. I've been in some sort of channel leadership function for 11. I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a Georgia Tech fan, and I'm a world-renowned pizza connoisseur. So that's me in a nutshell. I'm super fired up around what Mitel is doing with our cloud platforms. We own our own cloud platforms end-to-end, software and hardware. I'm fired up that our top master agents, including CNSG, have grown 300% year over year. And I'm also fired up about what we're doing in the marketplace today, being a leader, a thought leader through this COVID crisis that we're in. I'm really proud of what Mitel is doing to take care of our partners, our customers, and our employees.
Well, let's kind of dig into this year. Unfortunately, I don't think any of us thought at the beginning in January when you and I met last time was that this was going to be the year of COVID. That little jackass really has screwed up our year a little bit. But the one thing that it has highlighted is this has also become the year of video collaboration. So generally seen as a UCaaS carrier, you guys have had video as part of your strategy for a long time, but it's now become commonplace. So how would you say video has impacted Mitel's overall strategy and for your customers alike?
Yeah, I think video has kind of always been in our strategy. Certainly since I've been here, video has really been the norm of how we collaborate internally and externally. Because we own our own platforms, we get to kind of pick and choose how we invest in that strategy regarding video, constantly enhancing and improving features and functionality. I think the only change really is just kind of what is seen as norm, right? 8 weeks ago, 9 weeks ago, if your dog was barking or if there were kids fighting in the next room, that was just, that was taboo, right? That was like mortifying. But now it's kind of like that's life, right? We're all humans, we're all, parents, and that's just what happens. And I think that's okay now. We've seen that in the last several weeks for sure.
I think from our perspective, I think it's interesting because with CNSG, we started our Thought Leadership series as an audio-only podcast about 18 months ago. You were actually one of the first guests on it. When I got over here, I was like, we got to do video. So we set up this video bridges, and pretty much I had a couple of calls a month that were done via this video bridge to showcase and do our Thought Leadership series. But now, depending on what collaboration tool I'm using, whether it's Mitel, one of your distinguished competitors, or just a random app from Facebook, we're always on video now. And I think what's really cool about it, especially for a provider like Mitel, is you've always had that feature set, but now customers actually use it.
Absolutely.
Nothing's more frustrating than selling a cool solution. They don't ever use the cool services. Yeah,
it's become mainstream. It's become the norm, and it's almost awkward now if you are not on it and you're not using it. It's kind of like, oh, well, what's wrong? Why is he not on video? It's just funny how in a very short amount of time, just what has become mainstream and norm has changed very quickly.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, speaking of the norm, Mitel is a leader in the industry. You are one of the norms of the industry, if you will. You've been in the game a very long time. Obviously, a legacy as a premise-based provider that grew into becoming a cloud provider. And I'm sure you look at some of your older competition and go, ha, because you guys actually made that transition. So, John, Mitel was among one of the first UC providers to step up to the plate with some very aggressive offers to help American businesses not just survive, but also thrive during this interesting time. So, how have these offers, such as free service until January 21 or 2021, how have those offers been received for you, and why was it important for Mitel to step up to the plate?
I think let me answer them in reverse order. It was important to step up to the plate because that's what socially responsible companies do. Crises like COVID invite individuals, they invite companies to operate at their best, and that includes serving in a time of need. It was very apparent to us, Chris, that companies, schools, governments, a lot of those folks were not prepared for COVID and not prepared for just general disaster recovery and response like they thought they were. Not just for remote work, but everything from enabling the front line in healthcare to providing essential government services to parents and teachers collaborating on Common Core math with like an elementary school kid right at my kitchen table. So our approach was starting with the internal and the channel feedback that we always start with. What is required in the market? To your point about the ambulance chasing, we were very careful to not come across as predatory, but rather to be seen as informational, to be seen as thought leaders, to be sharing best practices. The short answer to your question is that the offers have been received very, very well. We put 3 out there, kind of staggered the 3 different offers. And it was a nice acknowledgement from customers and from our channel partners that one size doesn't fit all. And they've done a good job of meeting the needs of the marketplace.
And it's when you see offers like that, we're in the channel. We see weird stuff every single day. But
Right.
These offers came, and one thing that CNSG very much recognizes, it came from a position of your strength. There's offers in the marketplace for various things that are kind of desperate. That's not what Mitel did. Mitel stepped up with a deal where you guys are obviously investing in the customers and the partners just as much as you're providing service to them. And we definitely salute you for those actions. Turning to the channel, which is a subject very near and dear to both of our hearts.
Absolutely.
Mitel is a UCaaS carrier that offers partners the ability to team with, sometimes referred to as a direct rep, but probably a better way of looking at it is a subject matter expert on Mitel actually in the field to help them get the deal closed. And you do it with absolutely no hit to the compensation of that partner. Why, in this era where sometimes teaming is seen negatively due to various activities of other suppliers, why is teaming so important to Mitel, and why has it been a factor in your success with the channel?
It is. It's absolute critical. Teaming is, Chris, our lifeblood. We're a channel first, channel only business. We do not have a direct sales team. The channel is our preferred and our priority route to market. So working effectively with the channel, working collaboratively with the channel, building trust with channel partners, it's just what we do. It's our DNA. We know that for CNSG partners, ease of commerce is important. Speed, responsiveness in a very fast-moving market is important. We've got our fast track lead registration, which will connect CNSG's partners with inside resources, field resources, technical specialist resources quickly and easily. And then we'll let the CNSG partner drive deal by deal. How do you want us to work with you? Do you want to just throw it over the fence and let us run with it? Or do you want to be in the driver's seat and position Mitel as an extension of your own team? No matter which way we play the game, that teaming, that collaboration is just absolutely critical in this channel first, channel only environment that we're in.
And that's something that we have seen countless times in our relationship with Mitel, is that ability to be flexible in the sales relationship. I know sometimes our partners get very nervous with the idea of the teaming, and because it's not everyone is that flexible. Some of them have some very, very hard rules, and a lot of times it seems as though you get assigned to that local representative, that the deal is now registered, which for some partners scares the heck out of them. Your deal gets registered and you feel like you've lost control.
Right.
That doesn't happen with Mitel. You guys reach out, you get engaged, you build that relationship, and you really let the partner define how it works. And we continue to see great success with our community with that.
We like to think of it as a differentiator for sure.
Now, differentiators. So one of the very interesting things that we've seen Mitel do over the last couple of years is your decision, which was very different than some of the other suppliers out there, is your decision was to actually take your existing platform, and which wasn't too different from everybody else's. You had distributed network of POPs for your hosted voice services, and you decided to migrate that into Google's infrastructure. So that gives your users really the ability to connect to Mitel anywhere in Google's vast network. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone's probably heard of that small little company that's got data centers literally everywhere. Why did you choose to make that change, and what benefits have you seen from it?
Yeah, just maybe a quick point of order. It wasn't really just the migrating of the platform or hosting of the platform. I think a lot of our competitors can claim that. This was a little different. This was actually working side by side with 75 Google engineers on the project team that were all dedicated to building, to architecting, to weaving the platform of MyCloud Connect, the software, into the fabric of the Google Cloud infrastructure. So it's not just a hosting, it's literally in that environment. It's built in that platform. And to put it differently, you've got 5.6 billion Google searches every day. You've got 5 billion YouTube videos viewed every day. And now with MyCloud Connect, every new customer is provisioned onto one of those GCP, those Google Cloud Platform instances, residing among the same G Suite apps that customers use and reliably depend on every day. The reasons for that are actually the same as the benefits, and they mirror the benefits, and they are industry-leading reliability and uptime, compliance, including SOC 2 and HIPAA. Clearly, the speed of turning up instances and deploying customers on the platform, and then military-grade security. Google's known for its security posture, security policies. Those benefits and those reasons were primarily the reason that we have invested so heavily in that partnership.
Well, it's brought a lot of obviously good press and good customer acknowledgement to Mitel, but it is kind of cool to see two leaders of the industry really work together to the benefit of both. So kudos to you with that. All right, time to put on your future hat for a moment and look into where we are going.
All here.
Magic 8 Ball, like the old days. We're both old enough to talk about the Grand Karnak from Johnny Carson, right? With all the change that we've seen in 2019 or 2020 due to COVID-19, where do you see UCaaS going in 2021 and beyond? We've talked a little bit about video, but what else is on the horizon?
Sure. I think you're going to continue to see, obviously, migration to the cloud at even a faster pace than we saw before. UCaaS and CCaaS, both, they were at a 25% CAGR. I think you're going to see that speed up. We talked about video as the new norm. I think you're not only going to see video as the new norm, but again, I think some of those background distractions that just happen because that's how life works. I think that's going to be okay, right? That's going to be it's going to be acceptable to have that type of background if life is going on and while your video call is. I mentioned earlier, Chris, that a lot of customers thought that they were ready and they found out otherwise. Fortunately for customers using the cloud and using MyCloud Connect, we've heard story after story about how our solution enabled them to pivot and to be productive and to be flexible and to not miss a beat during this time. Had a couple of examples that were shared with me prior to our call on a one-on-one I had this morning. There's a customer that was brewing beer. That was their business. And they pivoted on a dime to make hand sanitizer for their local community.
I know another company that's done that as well.
Make sure you grab the right cup, right? There's a state attorney general's office, 200 employees, all working from home, haven't missed a beat. And then there was a hospice facility that we were working with in Tennessee. Think about hospice. That doesn't stop when COVID's going, right? And they use My Cloud Connect to facilitate admissions, to facilitate remote health and change, adjust medications for their patients. I mean, it's just the flexibility and the possibilities are infinite with cloud solutions. And I see that accelerating even more on the other side of this crisis.
Good stuff. And positive too. I mean, we are fortunate enough to, as employees of CNSG AppSmart and of course Mitel and of course our partner community out there, we're fortunate enough to work in an industry that has always proven to be recession proof. Now it may alter, the arguments may change to cost optimization instead of new features and services, but we're still here and we still have an ability to take care of our families and help customers take care of theirs. And that's a one thing we're always fortunate and thankful for. So to kind of finish up here, and we've chatted over a wide variety of topics today, John, and we thank you for being on the Zoom today. What's the number one takeaway you want our CNSG AppSmart family to take about Mitel?
You maybe hinted or referenced it a little bit earlier, Chris. This economy, the COVID economy, is testing the technology suppliers. Some of those technology suppliers have been very focused on top line growth instead of playing the long game and actually turning a profit. Mitel is a 47-year-old company. We're number 2 in UCaaS. We're number 1 in total cloud seats. We're playing the long game. Throughout COVID, on the other side of COVID, you're going to see Mitel continue to invest in our platforms. You're going to see Mitel continue to invest in our channels. And if you don't know about Mitel Cloud Solutions, and if you're overdue for a refresher on Mitel Cloud Solutions, come talk to the CNSG Mitel team and come back and learn more, and we'll make sure we get you up to speed. We're here to help.
Thanks, Sean. And to echo that plug, we've got one of the finest national channel managers in the business, and Laura Buttimer taking care of our family here, and she does a great job. To the community out there, hopefully you've heard some wonderful things today. If you have any questions on Mitel, please reach out to Laura or the CNSG AppSmart team. We are here for you. John, thanks for being a guest today. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Next time it'll be face to face, and we'll go down and see the Tiger King.
I can't break him out of jail, bud. Sorry. All right. Well, thanks everybody. And remember, CNSG, where relationships matter.